I would like to share my personal thoughts about what's happening with Elon Musk and seemingly social credit score that is now being implemented on the platform. What I'm about to say is just personal. It's my thinking because this is social media. Social means that, people socialize, people share their ideas. And I'm not saying that what I'm about to say is true, but I'm hoping that you just want to listen and take it into your heart as part of our attempt collectively to understand what is happening now. First of all, when I look at these kinds of chaotic, strange, confusing situations where Musk is all of a sudden acting as if he's a tyrant, he's all of a sudden imposing all kinds of censorship, changes in the algorithm. So what is behind this? There are several possibilities. I mean, the worst possibility is that X was indeed a trap for the freedom movement, that we've all fallen for the bait, and that, we're screwed, basically. That's what a lot of people say. That's what David Icke says, who is a Mossad agent, by the way. I have a video on my profile explaining that, so scroll down until you find it. It's going to be quite revealing. But, it's interesting if a Mossad agent who has been positioned to be a main deceiver in the truth and freedom movement, that's how control opposition works. The Mossad, the CIA, the MI6, all these intelligence agencies, they have been training a multitude of agents because they knew the Great Awakening was coming. They knew that the massive exposure of truth was about to happen and there was no way they could stop it. So the only thing that they could try was to try and control it. And how do you control that? By training people to be the most powerful, most influential so-called truth platforms, truth speakers, so that this whole worldwide movement that is seeking for truth will follow you. And then once they follow you, you can start misguiding them, you can start misinforming them. Well, with David Icke, we've seen that he is massively putting people up against Donald Trump, that he has been saying things, very, very vicious things, about anything that has to do with happiness, with health, with joy, with God. I mean, he attacks anyone who believes in Jesus Christ with a vengeance. He says that we live in a computer-simulated fake reality, that nothing is real. So he steals the joy of nature, the joy of having animals, the joy of friendship and love. He says it's all fake, it's all a digital projection by aliens. So there's nothing you can do about it. This is typical for how can I say that? For control opposition. They will disempower you. They cast a dark shadow over you. Their mission is to make sure that you don't have the power or the strength to make a positive change. And that's what David Icke has been doing from the beginning. We are ruled by these alien reptiles and they're untouchable. There's nothing you can do about it, and we are screwed. That's basically what his message has always been. There's nothing that we can do about it. And, there's a large number of people in the freedom movement, like Whitney Webb, I'm just going to say it. She has the same mission, exposing a lot of truth, but then also casting this depressing, dark, deadly shadow over you, by saying there's nothing you can do. Everybody's in on it. Everybody's evil. There's no good. There's no hope. So their mission is, and there are hundreds of significant names in the truth movement that have been positioned before the awakening even happened, okay? Because these agencies, they saw what was going to happen. And very interestingly, if you look up Operation Looking Glass, this showed them that there would come an awakening, and there was no way they could stop it. So they have filled the field with their agents to depress you, discourage you, disempower you, to misguide you so that you would find truth but not be effective to do anything about it. And that's what I see with the truth movement in America on a big scale, that 99% of people don't do anything useful. Most people, all they do is just, talk about how horrible everything is on social media, but they don't take any positive action. I've made the decision to be different. In Europe, for example, we have printed 2 million big size informative flyers that 10,000 people have handed out all throughout the Netherlands and Belgium. And with the next elections, there was a massive shift from left to right in the elections. I'm working with several presidential candidates, with people in politics, because I know we need to focus our energy to make effective change. Not just complain, but focus our energy. And what I see is that many of these agents, they constantly bombard you. They bombard you all the time from, morning till evening. And that shows it's not these people. They have a whole team behind them who that are constantly feeding you negative information. Bam, 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 poison, discouragement, despair, darkness, destruction, all the time. So that the people who are awake would be so devastated, so confused, so discouraged that they can't do anything constructive. This is how it works, and we have to be aware of that. And David Icke has been a very prominent example of this. You're ruled by alien reptiles. You live in a digital fake reality, and nothing is real. You basically live inside of a computer. Even you are not real. Things like that. And then there is no God. Don't think about Jesus. So there's no hope. There's no savior. Trump is really evil. Constantly negative, dark, death, destruction, devastation, disillusionment all the time. So when I see that David Icke is standing up against Elon Musk, then I'm like, hey, I have to pay attention. Because if I know as a fact that David Icke is a Mossad agent, just like Alex Jones was, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the current guy who is playing the role of Alex Jones, I call him Alex James, because to me it's crystal clear that this is a different guy. This is no longer Alex Jones. And the White Hat operation, the military intel operation called Q, and many people have been brainwashed very successfully to dismiss that as bullshit, but I am fully convinced that Q is legit for one single reason. I don't need any other proof. Their message and their mission was singular, very simple. They had a mission to raise up hundreds of millions of people worldwide who would become the most powerful army in the history of humanity to destroy the strongholds of the cabal. That was the mission of Q. Raise up a military force of citizen journalists, civilian soldiers, people who would go all out to expose the lies of the mainstream media, expose the corruption of the governments, expose the horrors of the elites, so that humanity would be set free from the suffocating death grip of the cabal. That is what they were doing. They never said just, don't do anything, fall asleep, follow me. No, they had an assignment to raise up, to activate, to train, to release, to encourage, to empower hundreds of millions of people around the world to powerfully rise up, change from sheep into lions, change from followers into leaders, change from brain-dead idiots into intelligent researchers. That's what they did. They literally destroyed the work of decades of the CIA, who had been focusing on dumbing down everyone. make everyone stupid, follow the news, follow the science, follow the government, follow big pharma, follow your doctors, follow everyone, and don't think, don't see, don't understand, don't act, just be a dumb idiot. And Q has been indescribably successful in shattering that mind control operation of the CIA. That shows me, there can be thousands of arguments here, arguments there, I think this, I think that, psyop this, psyop that, bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I ignore all the noise and I look at the core of the situation, at the heart of the matter. What is standing out so clearly amongst all the chaotic noise of people who don't think and don't discern? I see an operation that was very focused. Empower the patriots, train the freedom fighters, activate truth speakers, raise up an army. And that's what they did. That is 180 degrees diametrically exact, the radical opposite of everything Deep State or Cabal does. They want everyone to hush and shush, sit down, listen, fall asleep, and just follow them. Q activated an army and then disappeared. They didn't make anybody dependent on them. They didn't make anyone a follower of them. They did what they had to do. When the mission was accomplished, they vanished. Not a sound. Not a signal. And that shows you that they understand now it's your turn. We trained you, you no longer need us. Go and do it. Don't be dependent on us. Don't be a slave of Q. And there have been thousands of fake Q accounts around the world who were, the Deep State and the Cabal and the CIA and the Mossad, they tried everything to discredit Q and to misrepresent them. But if you ignore all that bullshit, all the fake stories, all the fake this and that, if you just look what was Q's mission, what were they doing, then I know as solid as a fact, that's not proper English, but I know very, very, very certain that they were a legit operation of the good side of humanity, of the good side of the military. So, and Q said about Alex Jones, he is a Mossad agent who was trained to attack this movement, to discredit Q at a critical point, to attack Trump. And what did Alex Jones do? He tried to incite war. He was calling the patriots to pick up arms and to start a civil war. That is undeniable evidence that he was an agent of the Deep State, because they are itching for the patriots to start war, because they know if the truth fighters, if the freedom fighters, if the patriots resort to violence, then it's game over for them. Then they can be wiped out completely. So, all these things, there is a lot of control opposition in the freedom movement. I would say that the majority of the big channels, the big voices, are all controlled opposition, because they don't give you hope. They are against Trump. They spread very insane, stories to discredit you and to make us look like idiots in the eyes of the rest of humanity. They work very strategically. And I see that several of them are now rising up against Elon Musk. So I'm like, hey, that tells me something. That tells me that Elon Musk is not on their side. So what is going on then with Elon Musk? I'm going to try to be short and concise, but my personal opinion, okay? I don't have any, certainty about any of this, but what Elon Musk has done for humanity is so huge. Opening X to spread truth to the rest of the world, even if it would suddenly turn and become a tyrannical platform just like Facebook, then, even then he would be one of the greatest heroes in the history of humanity, because at the most critical point in all of time, he bought the most powerful platform in the world, and he gave the floor to millions of voices of truth who could speak powerfully. And everything that has been labeled a conspiracy theory all of a sudden became mainstream. Just imagine that chemtrails, weather modification, was always labeled as a conspiracy theory. And Elon Musk created a platform where Robert F. Kennedy Jr. could say publicly, with millions of people around the world to hear and see, we're going to end this crime. I mean, the child trafficking, the human trafficking, has been exposed. He has given a platform to expose everything. The crimes of the taxes, the crimes of the deep state, the existence of the Illuminati, the massive fraud of the pandemic. You name it, and he's exposed it. And he has destroyed the credibility of the mainstream news media in a phenomenal way. And he helped. By doing so, he woke up the public, the population in America, enough that they would vote for Trump. So we owe him big time. We owe him big time. It is unfair to all of a sudden bash him and smash him. So what is going on now? I cannot see that X is a trap because it would be so stupid. I mean, everything the Kabbalah has been doing so far, everything the deep state has been trying, has backfired on them. They censored Dr. Simone Gold. Very simple. A powerful voice for truth in the medical world. They censored her. What happened? She exploded into America's frontline doctors with more than 1 million members worldwide, and they have reached hundreds of millions of people with truth. They've censored doctors, scientists, lawyers, experts from every field. What happened? The truth exploded. Everything they've tried has backfired on them. If they would set up X as a trap for the patriots, that would be the stupidest thing ever, because it will backfire 1,000,000 times. It will cause a revolution so great that, I mean, you can't wake up half the population of humanity over the course of an entire year and then all of a sudden crack down on them. That's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. I can't believe that these guys are so stupid. Secondly, Elon Musk is adopted by Donald Trump. That's how I see it. I can't, push away or get out of under the oppression that Trump is fathering Elon Musk. If you look at Elon Musk, then we see a brilliant man, very intelligent, but he is emotionally and mentally and socially and relationally, he's in many ways messed up. I mean, he plays video games all night, he has no real social life, he's very lonely, he hasn't been able to maintain a healthy relationship, he has lost most of his children. I mean, he made a lot of money, but his life is destroyed. And so it's a very hurting man. It's a very hurting man. And he has the power to do what he wants with X. So I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just sharing my thoughts and you have your thoughts, and I hope that we can find the truth about this, but I just want to share my impressions, okay? Hoping that it helps us find some insight here. I believe that Elon Musk is like a young kid in the body of a grown-up man. I believe that he's been pushed to a high level way too young, and that his brilliance, I mean, it's a blessing, but it's also a curse. I think that he needs love, a lot of love. Just like all of us, we all need love. If we don't have love, we malfunction. If we don't have love, then we glitch. I mean, that's how it is. Humans are created for love, and if we don't have enough love, then we will become dysfunctional, whether we want it or not. And what I observed on X is that he had an opinion about immigration, and some people like Laura Loomer just lashed out at him in such a personal, vicious, hateful, spiteful way. I mean, and so many other people. And they were going after him. They were going to murder Elon Musk. And I noticed his responses. And one of his reactions was, I am being attacked all day long here on my own platform, every single day. And that's true. We shouldn't think that he doesn't notice. We shouldn't think that he's blind and insensitive for that. So many people shout at him, they curse him, they call him all kinds of names, and sometimes for good reason. I mean, my wife gets angry at me. My mentors get mad at me. You know, I mess up. I come from a very broken background. I have to learn and grow. Even my kids can be very angry with me at times. I mean, so we are humans, and humans are very, very vulnerable, sensitive people. What I think I notice with Elon Musk is that I just wonder if he is reacting out of deep pain. That he enjoys X a lot. He enjoys it tremendously. Until it becomes a traumatizing, backstabbing, heart piercing experience where he sees all day long how people attack him, how people hate him. And then he says, I'm going to change the algorithm. I want people to be more positive. I want people to stop hating so much. I want people to be more optimistic. I don't like people always hating me and attacking me. I mean, that is one thing that I consider as a possibility. There are other things that I'm seeing. Why is Elon Musk reposting an account from a very monstrous, demonic pedophile, a child abuser of the worst kind? And he is reposting this man? For real, Elon, what are you doing? What on earth are you hiding? What's going on there? You know, I mean, we don't know the darkness of his background. We don't know how he may still have some lines to the dark. I believe that he's busy in a transition. That's my personal thinking. That Elon is making a transition from darkness to light. But he still has ways to go. He still needs help. And I see Trump helping him. I see Trump fathering him. I see Trump, giving him a chance. I believe that Trump is giving a lot of people the opportunity to shift from darkness to light. But then they can mess up. But Trump has posted several times, that things where he says that Elon Musk is messing up, that he has to stop it, that he has to behave, etc. If you have an eye to see, then you can see that. So I am not, at this point, I am not convinced that Elon Musk is evil. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It makes more sense to me that he's broken, he's hurting, and he's reacting. Because people have been treating him like shit. And I don't think he deserves that. I think he deserves our prayers, our love, our gratitude. And of course, also, like the Bible says, iron sharpens iron. He needs people to speak truth to him. But we need to be careful to be respectful, because he is a human being with a heart and a soul, and he is very lonely, and he's crying out for love. So that's my thinking. I hope it makes sense. You can follow me here on X to get more information. I believe that we have a beautiful future. I believe that humanity is in the greatest transition from darkness to light in all of history. I believe that we have reason to be very excited. And I can understand that Musk says, guys, I want X to become more positive. Because I also see that almost everyone on X is constantly sharing dark and dark, diabolical, depressing information. And we have to expose evil. But if we have no understanding of good, if we have no vision for improvement, then it's useless. So I'm just thinking, I can understand that he says, I want X to become a little more positive, guys, because there's too much negativity here. So I hope that I'm right. If I'm wrong, then time will show and I will learn. but I just wanted to share my thoughts here, and I pray for him. I pray for these people. I'm not like, wow, 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 wow. I mean, Elon has done too many good things for me to simply put him in a corner of evil. And I see the blatant agents of the deep state attacking him. So I'm like, okay, he's not in their camp. I don't see that. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope that this helped you.